Tanakazi ukuthi ngihlala kuhle. Ngicela indlu okuningi yakubona ngicela ikhaya. I'm now 64 years of age. Ngizokhuphela emkhukhwini.
Okay.
Iyaphi le nkani? Izoshaphi le nkani? Ngicela indlu please.
Okay, you'll give me your ID details, ne?
Ngizokuthola manje.
Mr. Mayor, I don't have a trust in what you are saying to me. Because since from last year, June 20, requested, up to today, and this thing my brother, you cannot feel the pain. Believe me, you can only sympathize with us. What we are facing there, it's totally danger. If when you are giving me an assurance that place is safe, then why don't you sign down? Because that place will be safe. That place is going to be safe. That means you will never have a fear because I know they will come and they will terrorize us. As long as nothing will change that. Mapodisa are faced dismal. They are afraid of Zama-Zamas. Yes. How can you protect me who am afraid of the Zama-Zamas and also you are afraid of the Zama-Zamas? Then how can you protect me? It means you are telling me a totally lie. You are building lies on top of lies. That means it's an abuse of power. It's constantly inconsistent. Because some of our leaders, they are the failure and they treat us like we are a filthy nation. They treat us like a low people because we are staying in shacks. Yes, we might be less vulnerable, we might be less fortunate, but we know that we've got life. That matters. If we chose to leave all our belongings there, then we run to this place. Then you think that doesn't matter? Or that doesn't make any clue to you? How much did we spend to lose on them? Then we sacrifice to come and sleep on the wall with a flock of women and children and men in the same place. It's an unhygienic place, no food, starvation, anger, and all the things. Then you want us to return to the same place, which you hear it's a ghost town now. Then that means we are going to be ghost. Then if my only point is that if you are 100% sure, write me down. Give me in black and white so that tomorrow I know who
What you have just witnessed is not a scene from a conflict zone in a foreign land. This is South Africa. This is the Sporong and
readily available in the South African police.
Zama-Zamas are capturing the homes of families. I kid you not. I wish I was joking. Zama-Zamas, illegal miners, people that are breaking the law, are capturing, holding hostage people's homes. 300 families that have been displaced. These families come from Sporong informal settlement. They've now been displaced, sleeping at a Randgate community home after allegedly being threatened and terrorized by Zama-Zamas operating in the area. The Zama-Zamas are terrorizing the community so much that these 300 families have had to run away.
These Zama-Zamas are out of hand, Faith, and it's crazy. They're keeping the West Rand at ransom. And police are involved, EMS is involved. EMS transport these guns and the raw material from underground. Right now in the EMS in Ramfontein, there's a huge problem because EMS don't want to work anymore. They service in Zama-Zamas. It's totally getting out of hand, and they need serious intervention from the cops. It's bad, Faith. It's bad.
What makes us think that today it's Randfontein, tomorrow can be Sandton City? What makes us think that they won't expand the territory, especially if we're failing to act and act decisively and effectively on their terror?
It certainly could. I'm not saying it wouldn't happen. I've met so many of the Zamas. They've spoken to us openly. A lot of them are just people who are trying to make a living. They know what they're doing is illegal. They come from communities where there's high unemployment, where there's really very few opportunities for them. They decide to go underground. What's happened over the last sort of decade, even more, is that organized crime syndicates have started going in on those and really just taking over those shafts where originally it was just a few individuals mining, trying to make a living. Organized crime syndicates have taken over those areas, and that's where a lot of the violence is coming from. As a gram of Zama gold is being sold for sort of anything between 800 and 1,200 rand per gram.
Sure.
So you can do the math. That's 1.2 million rand for a kilogram of gold.
1.2 million for a kilogram.
Yeah.
The Cape Town leg of a national film and television industry protest has kicked off outside Parliament. Organisers have cited delays with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition's film and TV incentive. Nasipi Same is there. Nasipi, good morning. What's happening?
Well, Iman, what you're seeing there currently are the live visuals just outside Parliament. The film and TV industry taking their grievances right to the gates of lawmakers, calling for the Department of Trade and Industry specifically to attend to their long-standing grievances. To talk to us more about the impact and the engagements that they've had with government, I'm joined by Wandile, who is the Deputy Chairperson of the Independent Producers Organization. You see how heated and in the moment that the film and television industry is. Wandile, I see the big group behind us. Yes. You've taken your grievances to the lawmakers, rather. Yes. Speak to us about the demands that you have for government, but specifically DT Minister Tau.
The demands are very simple. The adjudication committee has not met since March 2024. There have been no approvals. There have been no sense of policy certainty. And what that has done is that there is no production happening in South Africa. And right now, we're at a 67% shrink of jobs, of people being able to pay their kids' school fees. People are losing homes. Last night, I got a voice note from a producer who lives in Stellenbosch, whose home has been taken. I've been speaking to gripsmen that have worked on my film sets. They can't pay their kids' school fees. This is not about anything other than the demand for our jobs to come back.
From what you're saying, the industry is currently bleeding.
Currently, it is hemorrhaging. We are at a 67% reduction of the actual production that are taking place in this country. And what is devastating about it is that this is not something that's unique to South Africa. This is not a rebate that only we have. And we need to stress that this is not a grant. It is not a grant. This is an economic instrument that filmmakers use to close their productions. So we've lost almost, I think, 2.3 billion rand to Ireland, Mauritius. There's one in the UK. There are other incentives in New York. There are incentives around the world, and we've lost our competitiveness. South Africa's got one of the best locations in the world. We've got some of the best actors in the world. We've got some of the best crews in the world. We need this incentive to work because we can, as the film sector, absorb a lot of young people. The average age of a film set is about 55 years old. So the youth unemployment problem, you're looking at the solution right there. We are a solution to this youth unemployment problem. We can ingest semi-skilled to skilled labor, and we're saying, Minister Tau, we are demanding, open up the incentive.
But Wandile, this is not the first time that you're having engagements with government, nor is it the first time that you're holding demonstrations in both cities.
No, it's not. The first one was last year, and we had a very clear memorandum, which we're going to give out again today. And the memorandum was saying we need to have working groups that engage you regarding policy and the framework around the policy that you write. The second was that we need to have a black transformation fund that's actually making sense. The Black Filmmakers, Black Emerging Filmmakers Incentive is one of the least used incentives in the country. And that's because black producers do not have access to liquidity. And we've sent submission after submission to say that the instrument is not allowing for transformation to happen.
Do you think that policy also needs to be looked into now? I mean, if you're saying that these issues are long-standing, you've had engagements with government before?
Absolutely. And we've tried to engage at so many different levels. We've sent through proposals, we've sent through think pieces, and we're asking them to just review the policy in line with what the actual sector needs. You know, this top-down approach is not working. And we know that the film unit is trying the best they can. They've got 6 people in that unit. A small incentive like in Georgia has got 22 people. We're demanding that the minister allocate more human resources to that unit so that we can continue to attract dollars, pesos, and pounds and employ people.
We'll have to leave it there, Wandile. We'll bring in JP. We've seen him, familiar face in the city of Cape Town for safety and security, but I understand that a part of your portfolio is a film and events. JP, you are part of the protest today outside Parliament. I understand that as a city, you have tried to engage with the Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister Dow.
Yes, we had a meeting set up with them for last week on Friday. That meeting got cancelled on Thursday. So we are from our side trying to push this issue and try and understand what the nature of the problem is. We meet with this sector regularly. We've tried to change our laws, remove some of the red tape, change our tariff structures, make it easier for them to operate. This is an important sector to us. Around 25 to 35,000 people in this city earn a living from this. Not just the people involved in the direct filming. It's a whole ecosystem around with transport, hospitality, security, catering, set building, everything. It's a lot of people whose lives depend on this. And at the moment, they're seeing a 40 to 50% reduction in their work. They are really struggling to keep head above water, and the elephant in the room is the subsidies. There's 2 years of backlog of subsidies that will need to be paid. There's 520 million in the budget. They haven't paid subsidies in over a year, and it'll take at least 2 years to pay the backlog of payments that are due. So it's a crisis. It's a real crisis, and national government needs to go sit down, get its head, wake up and get its head right. Find this money and pay those backlogs and start issuing new commitments, because neighboring countries around us and other countries that are competing in this industry are actively poaching our staff, poaching our talent and poaching our productions, enticing them across with subsidy payments and incentives in other countries, even right around us, and are actively doing so, actively approaching our productions doing this, and we are losing out because of this problem.
JP, you have a deputy minister.